Hello viewers, good morning. Myself I am K. Bhaskar, Assistant Professor in Department of Chemistry, working at SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. Right, in this video I am going to discuss about the topic that is synthesis based on carbon anions. Generally in research, especially in organic synthesis, we use carbon anions for making CC bond connections, right? So now we are going to discuss about the importance of carbon anions in synthesis. That is, how to use these carbon anions in preparing various compounds in organic synthesis area, right? If you look at the learning outcomes, by the end of this video presentation, we are going to learn about the what is carbon anion, that is what is the definition of carbon anion, and how to form the carbon anion, how to synthesize the carbon anions, that is formation of carbon anions, and also we will get the information about the structure of carbon anions, and as well we are going to discuss about the stabilities of various carbon anions. In this video presentation we are going to discuss about the comparison. We are going to compare the stabilities of various carbon anions. So these are the learning outcomes. By the end of the video session we are going to learn these concepts about the carbon anion, right? And coming to the definition of the carbon anions, in the slide you can see the carbon anion is defined as the anion in which the negative charge is carried by the carbon, that is called carbon anion. You see here the negative charge is carried by the carbon, right? This is the carbon anion. Simple, it is very simple. Negative charge carried by the carbon, that anion is called as carbon anion. Carbon containing negative charge is called carbon anion, right? Similarly, if positive charge is carried by the carbon, then it is called as carbonium ion. If odd electron, if free radical species is there on the carbon, then it is called as a carbon free radical. If we dissociate two bonds on the carbon, we will get the carbene, that is the electro deficient electrophile. So in this way we will see four types of carbons: carbon anion, carbocation, carbon radical, carbene. These are the four reagents, right? These are the four types of reagents which we come across while discussing the organic reactions, right? Coming to the general methods of forming carbon anion. Usually you see in the slide we can prepare the carbon anions by treating the organic compounds with the strong bases, right? By treating the organic compounds with the strong bases, we will get the carbon anion. The base, what it will do, it will abstract the proton, it will abstract the hydrogen atom, so thereby we will get the carbon anion. Here the bonded electrons are remains on the carbon itself. Just the base will abstract the H plus atom, H plus proton, right? So by removing the atom or the group, by leaving behind the electron pair on the carbon itself, we will get the carbon anion. If you look at the various bases, these are the three various bases which we use while generating the carbon anion, that is alkoxide ion or alcohol hydroxy group or triethylamines. So these are the three types of bases generally we use to generate the carbon anions. Here X, you see in the complex compound, X is nothing but it is any electronegative group or any withdrawing group. Then only the formed carbon anion will become stabilized due to the inductive effect or mesomeric effect. It will get resonance stabilized, thereby it is easy to form carbon anion by subjecting the organic compound with the base, right? Now if you look at the factors affecting the formation of carbon anion, right? When we subject the organic compound, when we treat the organic compound with the base, we will get the carbon anion. So in such cases, there are two factors which affects the formation of carbon anion. One is strength of the base, which we are using while generating the carbon anion. The second one is the organic compound on which we are going to generate the carbon anion, that is the structure of molecule. These are the two factors which affects the formation of carbon anion, right? The first one is strength of base, right? So greater the strength of the base, greater is the formation of the easy will be the formation of the carbon anion, right? Greater the base strength, then it is very easy, and greater is the formation of carbon anion. This is the first factor. Coming to the second factor, structure of molecules. Generally in hydrocarbons like methane, that is alkane, in the first reaction you can see here, if you look at the polarity of the CH bond in the alkanes, it is not a high polar. It is not a high polarity. The CH bond is not polar. So these alkanes do not give H plus ions in presence of base. It is very difficult to remove the H plus ion from these compounds because the polarity of the CH bond in these sp3 hybridized alkanes is less. So it is very difficult. It is not very easy to remove the hydrogen atom by leaving the bonded electrons on the carbon itself, right? So thereby it is difficult to remove the hydrogen atom from the sp3 hybridized carbon containing alkanes. Whatever may be the strength of the base, it is very difficult to remove the hydrogen atom. So therefore those hydrogen atoms which present on alkanes are not acidic, right? So for that, what we do is usually we will connect the sp3 carbon to the electronegative groups or any withdrawing groups. You can see in the second reaction, our CH3 group is attached to the nitro group. This nitro group is having double bond. I have already told you that double bond containing functional groups will act as the electron withdrawing group. So this is a electron withdrawing group. Whenever sp3 hybridized carbon is attached to electron negative group or electron withdrawing groups, then the hydrogen relatively becomes acidic. This withdrawing group, like nitro group, will renders the hydrogen attached to the adjacent carbon relatively acidic. This withdrawing group makes the hydrogen atom attached to the adjacent carbon relatively acidic. So thereby, in presence of base, this carbon easily loses H plus ions, right, in presence of base to give the carbon anion. And if you look at this, the formed carbon anion is stabilized by the resonance structures, right? So thereby the compound easily loses H plus ions in base. Our compound will get acidity. The hydrogen becomes relatively acidic because here the formed carbon anion is resonance stabilized, right? If you look at the resonance structures of the carbon anion, here the minus charge on the carbon anion is transferred to the oxygen atom via mesomeric effect, right? What is mesomeric effect? Mesomeric effect is nothing but it is a permanent effect in which there is a complete transfer of electrons, that is especially from the double bond to the adjacent single bond or to the adjacent atom, or the complete transfer of lone pair of electrons from the atom to the adjacent single bond. This is what we call mesomeric effect. So in this, the carbon anion formed due to the mesomeric effect, it will involve in the resonance to give two structures, 1 and 2. The one structure, you see the minus charge on the carbon is transferred to the adjacent single bond, and the double bond is transferred to the oxygen atom to get the second resonance structure. These two resonance structures stabilizes the carbon anion, thereby the compound in presence of base easily loses a H plus ion to form the carbon anion easily. Right? In this way, we can give a statement in a single line that whichever the compounds in presence of base, after removing the hydrogen atom by leaving the bonded pair of electrons on itself, if it gives stable carbon anion by means of resonance structures or by means of inductive effect, then we say the compound will form carbon anion easily, right? And you see here, if you look at the structure of molecule, the sp3 carbon containing alkane. The second example here, if you look at the hydrogen atom attached to the double bonded carbon, and in the third example, in this the hydrogen atom is attached to the triple bonded carbon. And if you look at the hybridization of these carbon atoms, in the first, that is sp3 hybridized carbon, the double bond containing carbon is sp2 hybridized carbon, triple bond containing carbon is the sp hybridized carbon. We know as the percentage of S character in the hybridization increases, then its electronegativity increases. Once again, I am try to emphasize the importance of this statement, that as the percentage of S character increases in the hybridization, then its electronegativity increases. That means in sp3 hybridized carbon, the percentage of S is 25%. In sp2 hybridized carbon, the percentage of S orbital is 33%, whereas the percentage of S character in the sp hybridized carbon is 50%. So therefore, from sp3 to sp, if we compare the sp3 carbon, the percentage of S character is less, its electronegativity is less. You can see the electronegativity is less. Similarly, in sp hybridized carbon, the percentage of S character is 50%, therefore its electronegativity is high. We know as the electronegativity increases, what happens? The polarity of the CH bond in the alkynes increases, because here the sp hybridization electronegativity of that carbon is high, so thereby the polarity of the bond, the CH bond in the third example, that is alkynes, terminal alkynes, is high. So thereby, in presence of base, it easily loses H plus ions to form the carbon anion, and that carbon anion is a stable carbon anion. It will form stable carbon anion because in that carbon anion, the minus charge is on the sp hybridized carbon, that is a electronegative carbon. We know the negative charge on the more electronegative atom is stable. Negative charge on more electronegative atom is stable. In these three examples, our sp hybridized terminal alkyne carbon is more electronegative atom, therefore it can easily accommodate negative charge on it, therefore it easily form stable carbon anion. By this we can say that compared to the alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, the polarity of CH bond in alkanes is high. It easily loses H plus ions in presence of base and forms a stable carbon anion, because that carbon anion is a sp hybridized carbon anion, its electronegativity is very high, right? So this is what the structure of a molecule which affects the formation of a carbon anion. We have already seen that the compounds with alpha hydrogen atom with the compounds having alpha hydrogen atom connected to electronegative groups or withdrawing groups can easily form carbon anion, and similarly terminal alkanes will easily form carbon anion. Similarly, triphenyl methane type of compounds will also form carbon anion easily because they form stabilized carbon anions, right? And if you compare the relative strength of bases, if you look at this relative strength of bases, the alkoxide ion is the strong base compared to the trimethyl amine. So by using alkoxide ion base, we can easily abstract the H plus ions from the organic compound while forming the carbon anion, right? So this is the relative strength of bases. And coming to the formation of various carbon anions, right? First one, the compounds with the alpha hydrogen atoms. So the carbon attached to the electron withdrawing groups is called as alpha carbon, and the hydrogens attached to that carbon is called as alpha hydrogens. These alpha hydrogens are relatively acidic because of the presence of electron withdrawing groups. That withdrawing group makes the hydrogen atom, that is alpha hydrogen atom, relatively acidic. This alpha hydrogen atom in presence of base can be easily removed to form carbon anion by leaving the bonded pair electrons on the carbon itself. You see here, these are the various types of compounds in which the CH3 group is attached to various withdrawing groups. In the first one, that is the keto is the withdrawing group. In the second one, ester is the withdrawing group. In the third one, nitro is the withdrawing group. In the fourth one, cyano is the withdrawing group. All these withdrawing groups, you see, these are having double bonds in them, right? These groups make the alpha hydrogen atom relatively acidic, right? All these carbon anions formed are resonance stabilized by the mesomeric effect. So thereby these all carbon anions are stable carbon anions. So these carbon anions can be easily formed by this reaction, right? Coming to the second formation of carbon anion, we can form the carbon anions from the terminal alkynes. We know terminal alkynes are nothing but these are the hydrocarbons having triple bond at the end carbon, right? The first one, it is having one terminal hydrogen. In the second one, it is having two terminal hydrogens. These two are examples of terminal alkynes. In the first one, you see the terminal alkyne, when we subject this with the sodamide, that is a strong base, it will easily remove the hydrogen atom from the triple bonded carbon to form acetylide, sodium acetylide, right? That is the carbon anion. This is stable one, which we can explain based on the electronegativity. Here this carbon is a sp hybridized carbon with 50% S character. So therefore, as the S character increases, its electronegativity increases. Thereby here the carbon, triple bonded carbon, is more electronegative. Therefore it can easily accommodate the negative charge on it. It is stable. In this way, when the terminal alkynes are subjected to sodamide base, we will get the sodium acetylides, that is the carbon anion, right? Coming to the third one, that is from the triphenyl methane type of compounds. When the carbon is attached to phenyl group, three phenyl groups, that carbon is called as a triphenyl methane carbon. And this hydrogen, the CH bond is polar. In presence of base, it loses H plus ions to form carbon anion, and that carbon anion is a stable carbon anion because that minus charge will involve in the resonance structures thereby it gets stability. That minus charge will involve in delocalization in all the 3 phenyl rings, thereby it will be resonance stabilized, so it can easily form the carbon anion. So in this way we can prepare the carbon anions, right? Coming to the last one, in this we will form the carbon anions from the organometallic compounds. What is organometallic compound? These are the organic compounds in which a metal atom is directly attached to the carbon, and that carbon should be the part of hydrocarbon, right? Metals are the other non-metals whose electronegativity less than the carbon. If they are directly attached to the carbon, which is a part of hydrocarbon, then we say those are organometallic compounds. If you look at the polarity of the bond between the carbon and metal, in the first case that is alkyl lithium, in the second case that is alkyl magnesium bromide, this is called a Grignard reagent. In alkyl lithium, if you look at the polarity of the bond between the carbon and lithium metal, it is highly polar. The metal is electropositive nature, its electronegativity is less, so thereby the bonded electrons will be shifted to carbon, thereby the carbon gets minus charge in the organometallic compounds. Except in organometallic compounds, remaining all cases the carbon gets positive charge, whereas in these compounds the carbon gets negative charge, because the adjacent is a metal atom which is a electropositive metal, right? So here from the organometallic compounds we will get the carbon anions. These organometallic compounds are the good source for carbon anion, right? In this way we can prepare the carbon anions. We can form the carbon anions in 4 ways, that is from the organometallic compounds, from the triphenyl methane type of compounds, from the terminal alkynes, from the alpha hydrogen atom containing withdrawing groups. In all these cases we can easily remove the H plus ions from the organic compounds and they will form the carbon anion very easily, because the formed carbon anions are stabilized by means of a mesomeric effect, that is resonance structures, or they are stabilized by inductive effect, right? Coming to the structure of the carbon anion, right? You see here what is the shortcut method to calculate the hybridization. What is the formula trick to calculate the hybridization of the carbon in organic compounds? It is very simple. We can easily determine the hybridization of the carbon in organic compounds, right? The formula is hybridization is equals to the number of sigma bonds plus number of lone pairs on the central atom, for which we are going to decide the hybridization. Now here, if we want to decide the hybridization of the carbon anion carbon atom, then we need to calculate the number of sigma bonds as well as lone pairs on that carbon anion. And here you see in the structure, this carbon anion is having 3 sigma bonds as well as 1 minus charge, means 1 lone pair. Totally this carbon anion is having 4 pairs of bonds, 3 sigma bonded pairs, 1 lone pair, totally 4 pairs. 4 pairs means we need 4 orbitals, that is 1 s orbital plus 3 p orbitals. So thereby our carbon anion will undergo sp3 hybridization, right? In this way, for any carbon in the organic compounds, we can easily calculate the hybridization by this formula, that is number of sigma bonds plus number of lone pairs around the central atom, right? From this calculation, just now we have seen that the hybridization of the carbon anion is sp3. That means our carbon will undergo sp3 hybridization by utilizing 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals to give the 4 equivalent sp3 hybridized orbitals which are oriented around the carbon anion in tetrahedral manner in the space. That means the structure of a carbon anion is a tetrahedral structure. All the 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals, if you look at these, one sp3 hybrid orbital is having a minus charge, that is a lone pair, and remaining 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals are involved in bond formation with the other groups, that means 3 sigma bonds. So this is the structure of carbon anion, that is, it is a tetrahedral structure. But here we should not call this as a tetrahedral structure, but rather we will call it as a pyramidal structure, because here one lone pair is there. You should not consider this as a structure. So if you neglect that lone pair, the remaining structure will look like a pyramidal structure. So our carbon anion is having sp3 hybridization with one lone pair, that is pyramidal structure. That is a pyramidal structure. This is what about the structure of carbon anion. Coming to the stability. Now we are going to discuss about the stability of various carbon anion. Just now we have already seen while formation of a carbon anions that whichever the compounds form stable carbon anion, those compounds will easily form the carbon anions, right? Always carbon anions are resonance stabilized by mesomeric effect or by inductive effect. In this situation, in the first example, you see the carbon anion is attached to the acetone keto withdrawing group, which is involved in mesomeric effect to give second resonance structure. This is a resonance stabilized carbon anion. Similarly, in the second example, the carbon anion is attached to the nitro withdrawing group. This is also involved in mesomeric effect to give second resonance structure. This is also a resonance stabilized carbon anion. Coming to the allyl carbon anion. So the first example here, it is a allyl type of carbon anion. The carbon which is attached to the double bonded carbon is called as allyl carbon. The carbon which is attached to the double bonded carbon is vinylic carbon is called as allylic carbon. Here you see here the minus charge is on the allylic carbon. Such type of carbon anions are called as allylic carbon anions. This allylic carbon anion is also resonance stabilized by mesomeric effect. You see the minus charge has been completely transferred to the adjacent sigma bond, and the double bond is transferred to the terminal carbon atom to give the second resonance structure. Because of these two resonance structures, this allyl carbon anion is stabilized carbon anion. Similarly, if you look at the second example, this is a benzyl carbon anion. The carbon which is attached to the benzene ring is called as benzylic carbon. Here that benzylic carbon is having minus charge, carrying minus charge. This is an example of a benzyl carbon anion, right? This benzyl carbon anion is also resonance stabilized. You can see here this minus charge is involved in delocalization in the ring. You can see it is forming 4 resonance structures. So in this way, this is also a resonance stabilized benzyl carbon anion, right? And if you try to compare the stabilities of following carbon anions, that is first compound, second compound, allylic carbon anion, benzylic carbon anion, third carbon, fourth compound, third compound. These are the carbon anions, examples of carbon anions in which the carbon anion is attached to the electron withdrawing groups like keto group and nitro group. If you try to discuss and compare the stabilities of these 4 carbon anions, just now we have seen that all these are resonance stabilized one, right? All these are resonance stabilized carbon anions. Both allyl, benzyl carbon anions are resonance stabilized. You can see the resonance structures. Similarly, these carbon anions attached to withdrawing groups are also resonance stabilized. All are resonance stabilized, but now we are going to compare the stabilities of these following carbon anions, right? In these carbon anions, if you look at the resonance structures in the third and fourth case, the minus charge is carried by the more electronegative oxygen atoms. Yes or no? You see here. In the second form of resonance structures, you see the minus charge is on the more electronegative atom, right? We know the negative charge on more electronegative atoms are more stabilized resonance structures. The resonance structures in which negative charge is carried by the more electronegative atoms are stabilized, right? Whereas the first and second carbon, that is allylic and benzylic carbons, if you see in the resonance structures, the minus charge is carried by the carbon atom, which is less electronegative atom. So this is less stabilized. This is a less stable, because in these resonance structures, the minus charge is carried by the less electronegative atom containing carbon. Whereas in these compounds, the minus charge is carried by the more electronegative oxygen atom. So thereby we can say that the first and second type of resonance structures are less stabilized, less stable, whereas third and fourth carbon anions are more resonance stabilized, because in these the negative charge is carried by the more electronegative oxygen atom. They are more resonance stabilized, right? So in this way we can compare the stabilities of the carbon anion. Coming to the stability of a cyclopentadienyl anion. You see here in this slide we are discussing about the stability of a cyclopentadienyl anion. This is a cyclic compound having 5 carbon atoms, that means cyclopenta, with 2 double bonds diene and having minus charge, that is called cyclopentadienyl anion. This minus charge will involve in delocalization, ring delocalization, to give 5 resonance structures. And these 5 resonance structures, if you see the beauty of these resonance structures, all these resonance structures are equivalent resonance structures. What are equivalent resonance structures? These are the resonance structures which are having same bond connections. In all the rings, the ring is having 2 double bonds with 1 minus charge. Yes or no? So all these are equivalent resonance structures. Our cyclopentadienyl anion is forming equivalent resonance structures. This is the most resonance stabilized carbon anion. Compared to the previous 4 carbon anions, our cyclopentadienyl anion is much more resonance stabilized, because this compound is forming equivalent resonance structures, right? Now in this slide we are going to discuss about the stability of the alkyl carbon anions, right? First one is primary alkyl carbon anion, in which this carbon is attached to one alkyl group. Second one, this is the secondary alkyl carbon anion. In this the carbon anion is attached to 2 alkyl groups. Third one is tertiary alkyl carbon anion. In this the carbon anion is attached to 3 alkyl groups. And if you try to compare the stabilities of these primary, secondary, tertiary alkyl carbon anion, this can be explained based on the inductive effect. Inductive effect is nothing but the partial displacement of sigma bonded electrons towards more electronegative atom is called inductive effect, right? Based on the inductive effect we can discuss the stability of the alkyl carbon anions. And this stability of alkyl carbon anions is reverse in order when we compare to the stability of alkyl carbonium ions, alkyl carbocations. Because here all the alkyl groups, we know alkyl groups are plus IE groups. They are electron releasing groups. We know in a molecule, whatever may be the charge present in the molecule, the charge has to be dispersed. There should be the charge dispersion in the molecule to get the stability. The charge should be shared among the groups within the molecule, then only the charge burden decreases, thereby the molecule gets stability, right? And if you try to discuss the charge dispersion in the tertiary alkyl carbon anion, due to the presence of 3 plus IE alkyl groups, these 3 alkyl groups will shift the sigma bonded electrons towards the carbon anion, thereby the charge increases. Instead of charge dispersion, here in the case of tertiary alkyl carbon anion, the charge is increased. There is no dispersion of charge. Here the charge has been increased, therefore it is less stable. Whereas in case of primary alkyl carbon anion, only one plus I group is there. Here also there is no charge dispersion, but compared to the tertiary alkyl carbon anion, in case of primary alkyl carbon anion, the charge has been increased little extent. So therefore it is somewhat stable carbon anion compared to the tertiary carbon anion. Right? In this way, we can say that the stability of a primary carbon anion is more compared to the secondary, compared to the tertiary. This is the order of stability of alkyl carbon anions. And if you try to discuss the stability of these carbon anions, in which the carbon anion is attached to the withdrawing groups, different withdrawing groups. First one, you see carbon anion is attached to aldehyde withdrawing group. In second one, the carbon anion is attached to keto withdrawing group. In the third one, it is attached to the ester group. In all these three compounds, the minus charge involves in the resonance. All are resonance stabilized, but due to some small changes in the functional groups, that is withdrawing functional groups, these three carbon anions are not equally resonance stabilized, which we can explain them based on the other electronic effects in these withdrawing groups. If you see, in the aldehyde, the carbonyl group is attached to the hydrogen atom. In keto, the carbonyl group is attached to the methyl group. In ester, carbonyl group is attached to the methoxy group. And here, if you look at this, the second structure, here methyl group connected to the carbonyl group is a plus I group. It releases the electrons towards the carbonyl group. So thereby, in this compound, the negative charge on the carbon anion will not easily involve in the resonance, because there is an adjacent plus I releasing alkyl group. Whereas in the first case, the adjacent hydrogen atom is not a plus I group. Only our minus charge on the carbon anion will involve in the resonance. It has no competition in the first compound. Whereas in the second compound, not only the minus charge involved in the resonance, but also the adjacent plus I group will release the electrons. Similarly, in the third compound, due to the plus I alkoxy group, plus Me alkoxy group, those lone pair of electrons which are present on the methoxy group will also involve in the resonance. Thereby, our minus charge will not easily involve in the resonance. From these three concepts, we can say that the carbon anion, first carbon anion is more resonance stabilized, and the third one is less resonance stabilized. So this is the order of stability of these three carbon anions, right? And if you try to discuss similarly based on various electronic effects like mesomeric effect as well as inductive effect, we can decide the stability of various carbon anions, and we can also compare the stabilities of various carbon anions. And here, if you see, this is the order of carbon anions, that is the first compound, carbon anion attached to aldehyde withdrawing group. This is more resonance stabilized than the keto withdrawing group. This is more resonance stabilized than the ester withdrawing group. And all the carbon anions which are connected to withdrawing groups are more resonance stabilized than the benzyl type carbon anion. And in the benzyl type of carbon anions, the tertiary benzyl carbon anion is more resonance stabilized than the secondary than the primary. Because in tertiary carbon anion, benzyl type of carbon anion, our carbon anion is attached to 3 phenyl rings. That means that is more resonance stabilized by utilizing 3 benzene rings, right? And our benzyl carbon anion is more resonance stabilized than the allyl type of carbon anions, right? In this tertiary type of allyl carbon anion is more resonance stabilized than the primary allyl carbon anion. And finally, the alkyl carbon anions are less resonance stabilized compared to the all other carbon anions. In this, the order is primary is greater than, secondary is greater than tertiary, which we have discussed in the previous slides based on the inductive effect. This is what about the stability order of various carbon anions, right? And here you see the first resonance stabilized carbon anion is carbon anion attached to the aldehyde group. And if this carbon is attached to two withdrawing groups, that will become more resonance stabilized. If a carbon anion is attached to three withdrawing groups, then that will be more resonance stabilized. So as the number of withdrawing groups connected to the carbon anion increases, then its stability also increases, right? Now if you try to summarize what we have learned about the carbon anion in the video presentation, if you try to recollect the important points are: we can easily form the carbon anions from the compounds in which, by removing the hydrogen atom, by leaving the bonded pair of electrons on the carbon itself, if they form stable carbon anion, if the formed carbon anion is stable, then only those compounds will easily lose hydrogen atom to form carbon anion, right? And we have seen the stabilities, we have compared the various stabilities of various carbon anions, we have discussed the structure of carbon anion, we have discussed the formation of carbon anion, factors affecting the carbon anion, right? Now I think you are feeling very comfort with what we have discussed in this video presentation about the carbon anions, right? If you have any doubts, please post your questions in the comment section. There your questions will be answered, and in the coming slides, in the coming video presentation, we will discuss the synthesis based on carbon anions, right? Thank you for going through the video presentation. Finally, here is a proverb for you: nurture the nature for the future, right? Thank you.